Good morning, students. Dear students, we have completed the first unit of our syllabus, that is the evolution of software from an art form to an engineering discipline, and the various evolution series, that is the sequential, procedural, and data flow oriented, function oriented, and object oriented design process. Also, we learned about the need for software engineering lifecycle models and the various lifecycle models. And we go through the comparative study of all those lifecycle models. So, I hope you are now clear with all the working models and its pros and cons. Now, we move on to our second unit, that is the project management, another important area in the software engineering. Project management is important for the success of software project. So if we go through the past, software project development faced many failures because of lack of effective project management practices. Even if there were technical professionals and sufficient resources, only due to the lack of effective project management techniques, the software projects were turned to failure. So it is important to carefully understand or learn the latest software project management techniques. And of course, software project management techniques or understanding the software project management technique is also a very vast topic. But we should have a glance, or we should understand at least the basics of the software project management techniques. So, the main goal of the software project management is to enable a group of developers to work effectively towards the successful completion of a project. So, the importance is there. The importance of the software management, project management, is to manage the overall developmental process as well as managing the group. As a software is always built as a teamwork, it is important to enable a group of software developers to work efficiently. And these managemental techniques are carried out throughout the developmental process. It is not done in a single phase, it is carried out throughout the developmental process. So large projects, for the development of a large project, usually have a full-time project managers. But for small software development projects, only one of the software developers takes the responsibilities of the software project management in addition to their usual job, normal responsibilities. Anyone from the software development team may assume the responsibilities of the software project manager. So we start with a discussion on the scope of the work responsibilities of a project manager, and then to the planning activity and the organization of the project plan document. So, what may be the responsibilities of a software project manager? Job responsibilities of a manager of managing the software projects includes a vast area. The job responsibilities is much greater than software developers, because software project managers take the overall responsibility of steering a project to the success. It is in his hands. The success of the software depends on the hands of a project manager. So, an effective project management techniques and effective project management practices leads to a success of the project. But it is very difficult to describe the job responsibilities of a project manager, because the responsibilities and activities of the project manager is so vast, large responsibility, and a variety of responsibilities are there in the hands of the project manager. So the job responsibility of a project manager ranges from invisible activities such as building up a team morale. It is an invisible factor but an important factor in the success of the project. So building up a team morale, and there is a visible factor, there is a range of visible factors, visible responsibilities such as customer presentations. So the project manager, it is the responsibility of the project manager to build up a team morale for the success, to the overall success of the project. And also he has the visible responsibilities such as customer presentations, how the project is presented to the customer. So most managers take the responsibility for project proposal writing, project cost estimation, scheduling, project staffing, software process tailoring, project monitoring and control, software configuration management, risk management, interfacing with the clients, managerial report writing and presentations, etc. So there is a range of activities or the responsibilities of the project managers, and this ranges from invisible activities to the clear visible activities. And of course the responsibilities are not limited within the team, within the developmental team. He has to interact with the client also. He has to maintain a continuous interface with the clients, and he is whole responsible to present the project to the client. So all these responsibilities are very vast, very deep responsibilities should be handled by the project manager. Even if he has a variety or a great range of responsibilities, and these responsibilities or the activities done by the project managers are certainly numerous and difficult to enumerate, but we can broadly classify the responsibilities of a project manager into two major types. So there are two major categories or types of responsibilities of the project manager. The first one is the project planning, and the second one is the project monitoring and control activities. So within the broad range of enormous range of responsibilities of the project manager, we broadly classify it into two categories: project planning, project monitoring and control activities. So what is the project planning? Project planning involves estimating several characteristics of the project. Estimation of a project is done on the project planning phase. Estimating the characteristics of the project and then planning the project. Planning for the overall project activities. And this planning is made based on the estimations made. So first, a project, before starting or before the beginning with any of the developmental process, the project should be estimated, and based upon the estimation, further project activities would begin. So, project planning is undertaken immediately after the feasibility study. Immediately after the feasibility study and before gathering the requirements. So, it should be carried out immediately after the feasibility study phase and even before starting the requirements analysis and specification phase. And the initial project plans need to be revised from time to time as the project progress and or more project data become available. And once the estimation or the project planning is not done in a single step, the project planned or the estimations made or the project plans has to be revised as time goes on, as during the developmental progress maybe some more data becomes available. So based on the availability of more data or based upon the changes in the project progress, the project plans need to be revised. It is not a static process. It needs to be revised during the project progress or maybe depending upon some more data available at that time. So the project planning is undertaken immediately after the feasibility study and before starting the requirements analysis and specification phase. And the core phase is to understand an estimation, to get an overall estimation of the project. So estimating several characteristics of the project and then planning the project activities based on these estimations carried out. This is the project planning phase. And project monitoring and control activities. These are undertaken once the development activities start. So before starting with the developmental activities, the project planning should be carried out. And the project planning, as we said, it involves the estimation of the process, and based on that estimation, project will be planned. And once the project is planned, the project monitoring and control activities begins. This will be undertaken once the development activities start. So the aim of the project monitoring and control activities is to ensure that the development proceeds as per plan. So this ensures, project monitoring and control ensures the overall working of the developmental plan. The development proceeds as per the plan. But the plan needs to be changed. The plan needs to be changed whenever it is required to cope with the situation at hand. The plan may be changed. As we said earlier, the plan may be revised depending upon the change in data or the situation in which the project progresses. So the plan needs to be changed anyway, but it should be ensured that the overall activities are performing as per the plan. So we go deep into the topics. Before that, what are the skills necessary for the software project management? Of course, as we said, the project management, or for an effective project management, a project manager needs a deep theoretical knowledge of the different project management techniques. Of course, he might be well aware of the available project management techniques, and he should have a vast knowledge, deep theoretical knowledge of the various project management techniques. It is necessary for becoming a successful project manager. Effective software project management frequently calls for good qualitative judgment and decision making capabilities. And he, of course, should have good qualitative judgment, and he could have the decision making capabilities too. So in spite of a good theoretical knowledge, he should have a qualitative judgment and good decision making capabilities. So in addition to having a better understanding of the latest software project management techniques such as cost estimation, risk management, and configuration management, the project managers need good communication skills and the ability to get work done. So the project managers need good communication skills, and he should possess good managerial capabilities, and he should have good qualitative judgment and good decision making capabilities, and he should have better understanding of the available project management techniques, and more, he should have a tracking and controlling the progress of the project. Overall, tracking and controlling the progress of the project depends upon the capabilities of the project manager. And he should have a continuous customer interaction, and he should present the overall project to the customer. So good managerial presentations, and he should have a team building capability also. He should build up a team morale within the developmental team, and so a team building are largely occurred through the experience. These are all acquired through the past experience. So the project manager greatly should have good knowledge, a theoretical knowledge, and he should have a vast experience also. He could acquire all these skills from the past experiences. So a successful project management manager a successful project manager should have a good theoretical knowledge of the project management techniques, and also he should have a great experience, because 50% of his skills are developed from the past experiences. And of course, he should have good communication skills. So these are all the skills necessary for the software project manager. Good qualitative judgment, decision making capabilities, handling cost estimation, risk management, configuration management. He should have good communication skills, and he should have good managerial capabilities to make the work done by others, and tracking and controlling the progress of the project, customer interaction, managerial presentations, and building a team morale. And of course, these are all gathered through past experiences. The importance of sound knowledge of the prevalent project management techniques cannot be overtaken. It is based, the overall skills are based upon good theoretical knowledge and good past experience. So we go deep into the project planning techniques. As we said, project planning is undertaken and completed before any development activity starts. So once a project is found to be feasible, software project managers undertake project planning. So it is done immediately after carrying out the feasibility study. Project planning is undertaken and completed even before any development activity starts. And the project planning consists of the following activities. First one, estimation. Estimation includes the estimation of a particular attributes of the project. So what are the attributes that is to be estimated before starting the developmental process? First one is the cost estimation. How much is it going to cost to develop a software. So it is an important one. The expense of the software needs to be estimated before the developmental activities begin. So the cost estimation. The first attribute to be estimated is the cost needed for the development of the software. Second one is the duration. How long is it going to take to develop the product? So the duration or the time needed for the development of the software, that is the second attribute that is to be estimated. And the third one is the effort. How much effort would be required to develop the product? So these three attributes need to be estimated before the developmental activities begin. So first one is the cost, second duration, and the effort. So the overall expense needed for the effective development of a software should be estimated, and the time taken for the development of that project need to be estimated, and the effort needed for the effective completion of the software needs to be estimated. So these three are the basic attributes that is to be estimated before the beginning of any other developmental activities. So all other planning activities such as scheduling, staffing, etc. are based on the accuracy of these estimations. So for a successful project, the estimation plays an important role, and the estimation of these basic three factors, three attributes are important, and based upon the estimation of these three attributes, the overall process will be carried out, and other planning techniques will be carried out based on the three basic estimations. Other factors are scheduling. After the estimations are made, the schedules of manpower and other resources have to be developed. So based upon the estimation of cost, duration, and effort, the other factors are also estimated, that is the scheduling. Scheduling means scheduling of the resources and scheduling of the manpower. Overall scheduling of the developmental team as well as the scheduling of the resources have to be developed based on these the basic three estimations. And second one is the staffing. Staff organization and staffing plans have to be made based upon the cost of development, duration of development, and effort needed for the successful development. These scheduling of staffing and resourcing are carried out. The third one is the risk management. Risk identification, analysis, and abatement planning have to be done on this estimation phase. So to analyze or identify and analyze the risk that may be involved, that may be found during the developmental process. So identification and analysis and certain measures to be carried out to overcome the risk factors. These are all identified and analyzed during the risk management estimation. And the last one is the miscellaneous plans, that is several other plans such as quality assurance plan, configuration management plan, etc. that have to be done on the estimation phase. And all these estimations are made based on the size of the project. So size of the project is an important parameter, fundamental parameter based on which all the other estimations are made. Size is the most fundamental parameter because all these estimations are done, the estimation of cost, duration, effort, scheduling, and risk management, and all other plans such as quality assurance plans, configuration management plan, all are done based upon the size of the project. So these are all factors may differ depending upon whether the project is a large or a small project. As we said earlier, for large project the responsibilities of the project manager also varies. He has to do his work throughout the developmental process. But for small projects, the responsibilities also will be small. That means only a team member can do the responsibilities of the project manager. So the work varies, and the overall estimations also varies depending upon the size of the project. So size of the project is a fundamental parameter based on which all other factors or all other estimations are carried out. So as we see in the figure, the precedence ordering among planning activities, we first have to estimate the size of the project. The size estimation is carried out first, and based upon the size estimation, the effort needed for the development of the project is estimated. Based on the size estimation, the effort estimation is carried out, and depending upon the effort needed for the completion of the software, the cost is estimated. So size forms the basic for all other estimations. Depending upon the size of the project, depending on the size of the project, the estimate effort needed for the completion of the software will be estimated, and of course from the effort needed for the completion of the software, the cost is estimated. And the duration estimation also depends on the size of the project. If the project developed is a much larger project, for larger project duration also exceeds. So the duration, that is the time needed for the completion of the software, also depends on the size of the project. And depending on this, staffing will be done. Scheduling the staff needed for the completion of the project also is estimated, or this scheduling process is done based on the time needed to complete the project, and the time needed for the completion of the project depends greatly upon the size of the project. And then the other scheduling will be done. Scheduling of manpower, scheduling of all other resources, and other process also, other planning techniques such as quality assurance, configuration management planning, all these are done based upon the previous estimation process. So depending upon the effort needed for the completion of project, the staffing process is also carried out. So project staffing depends upon the effort estimation, and all these are based upon the size of the project. So size is the most fundamental parameter based on which all the other estimations are made. So we shall continue in the next class. Learn well. Thank you.